Karen. Hello. Yes. Nancy. Hi. Hello. Jennifer. Terry. Terry. Hello, Karen. Ellen. Hi. Charlene. Hello. Kat. Hello. Britt. All right. Britt. So let's start deep breathing. So start deep breathing into your heart. There's a field that we build every time we meet. So every time we meet with somebody, meet with a group, there's a field that is created. See if you can tap into the field that we're creating right now. So see if you can take a deep breath in through your heart, slowly breathing in. And what are you sensing? What are you feeling? What aliveness are you tapping into? And this is how we get out of thinking. This is how we get out of the analytical mind, the ego, the false self, the mind-made self. And this is how we get into the body. So deep, slow breath in through the heart. See if you can breathe it in. The aliveness, the energy. There's a frequency that's present in this moment. See if you can tap into that. Stepping out of thinking, out of stress, anxiety, the hustle and bustle of the day, coming into the body. So long, slow inhale through the heart, breathing in freedom, freedom. Exhaling peace. The universal intelligence is within the body. It's in every cell of the body. So we've got to step out of thinking, planning, analyzing, strategizing, and into the body to receive downloads, synchronicities, divine timing, divine alignment. Thank you for being here. Thank you for taking a minute to shift your energy. We can only think equal to how we feel. So I can only think equal to how I feel. So if I'm feeling stressed, anxious, heavy, overwhelmed, not sure what to do, not sure what to go, not sure what to, then I'm going to think those thoughts. And it's a thinking, feeling, thinking loop. And if I carry this on, this feeling, thinking, feeling loop, I create a mood. And then if I carry that mood on, I create an attitude. And if I carry that attitude on, I create a personality. And my personality is just confused, overwhelmed, not sure where to go, not sure what to do, where to turn, what to post, what to say. So everything that we're learning here is complete opposite of what you learned. So if you go to business school, if you go to like a business strategist, they're gonna give you strategy. They're gonna give you planning. They're gonna give you tools. They're gonna give you. But here's the truth. The truth is, you have access to the quantum field. And every answer, every piece of information, every discovery is in the field. And this is why when somebody has an invention, when somebody invents something new, there's studies that show that there's 4 people that will all have the same invention at the exact same time. They'll all have the same ideas at the same time. It's because they're tapping into something that's always been there. It's always been in the what's called the quantum field. The quantum field is a field of infinite potential, field of infinite opportunity, potential, ideas, thoughts. So everything, and you've probably heard this before, everything you need, everything you have access to everything that you need. It's all within you. And you've probably heard that a million times. It's all within you. All the answers are within. I'm sure you've heard that so many times. And I can see how that would be almost annoying, because it's like, yeah, but that's not gonna give me an exact plan, an exact strategy. What do I do right now in this moment? And here's the thing with that way of being. So that way of being, it's everybody is unique. There's not 2 people that are the same. So everybody has their own unique fingerprint. So we all have a fingerprint, and there's not 2 same fingerprints. So out of the entire human history, everybody on the planet, we all have a unique fingerprint. Just observe that for a minute. Sit with that. That is unfathomable. We all have a unique fingerprint. Out of all the people, everybody in history, there's not 2 people that are the same. So if somebody tries to give you a cookie cutter thing that's for the masses, it will work for a while. It will work for a while, but there comes a point where you have to become your own master. You have to lead yourself. You have to become your own master, your own savior. So yesterday we shared on some tools, some exercises, what to do to step into alignment energetically and allowing your purpose to be revealed to you, allowing your purpose to show itself to you. And if you already know your purpose, those tools will allow you to get more in line with it. So there's no questioning, there's no doubting, there's no. Now, does that mean that unworthiness is not going to show up? Unworthiness, not good enough, not lovable, judgment. What if they judge me? Abandonment. What if they abandon me? All of that will show up. And we're going to go into that today. So today we're going to go into blocks, what are called blocks, resistance. And we're going to uncover these blocks. We're going to reveal these blocks. And we're also going to release these blocks. Now, the interesting thing with blocks, resistance, it's like layers. So there's always another higher version of you. Always. It's infinite. So it's not just I'm going to fix you today kind of a thing. It's a journey. It's a healing journey. And it's very intimate. It's very unique to you. Nobody knows how you feel but you. Nobody can fix you. Nobody can give you the answers. I can point, I can guide, I can support, I can provide accountability, I can provide a safe space. But ultimately, it's you who must heal you. So today we're going to go over these blocks. We're going to release blocks so that you don't have things like unworthiness. You'll still have it, but it will be less. It'll be less resistance. Unworthiness, not lovable, not good enough, questioning yourself, procrastination, doubt, self-doubt, self-sabotage, all the things that we subconsciously do to keep us from fully stepping into our power. And we'll go over why that is scary, or why that is, why the subconscious mind tries to prevent that. It's the ego. You've probably heard of the ego, the protective self, some people call it that. So we'll go through why this happens, how to remove it, what to do about it, how to heal the nervous system so you don't go into fight or flight or freeze, which is what's happening when there's overwhelm, when there's confusion, when you're not sure what to do, what to say, where to go. So today is going to be a jam-packed session. I'm very excited about today. You're going to walk away with a lot today, and you're going to walk away a different frequency today. So we'll go into some shares, and share if you did your inspired action, what came up when you were doing your inspired action? What downloads did you receive? What veils of consciousness were lifted? What, maybe you had some kind of symbol show up, some kind of sign show up. Maybe you had a synchronicity. And were you able to hold it more than 50% of your waking day? So we'll share on that. So go ahead and unmute yourself, or you can type it in the chat.
Hello.
Yes, Teddy.
I on my walk, I talk to the trees, and they begin to like they respond. Okay, they like they start. Butterflies were flying around my head. I felt so energized with the walk, which I did right after this workshop yesterday, and then went to pick up my son at his school and spent time on their lawn and just basking in that sunshine. I felt more energized when I did it yesterday than the times when I've done it before. And I felt so open and clear and receptive. I came home and I stayed in that space. I did 2 loads of laundry, just like that. Something I've been procrastinating on doing since I first moved here. When was that? Last year. So it was a great experience. I realized I can do what I want to do and still be who I really am. And I noticed too that it was inspiring to other people that was around me, that it's like, whoa, okay. Oh, look at that. And my son was digging the dirt, at the school. It was grounding. It felt really energizing and maybe more was optimistic. So I'm on some new stuff today. So it's that's happening, that I can be, I can see who I am in my real magnificence. Boom, that was it.
Thank you, Terry, for sharing with us. Caroline.
Hi guys. This may be going a little bit off the beaten track somewhat, but you mentioned unworthiness, and yesterday when you shared, and I think Terry was in with this one, a bowl of spaghetti bolognese, about where do I start. So I know I have, enormous amount of knowledge, wisdom, because I have a knowing in the knowing, and a known. I've travelled. We all have had our journeys. So when you mentioned unworthiness, for me, it almost senses off or pricks off like, do I know enough? And then I'm saying, well, how do I know if I don't know enough, if I don't step in? And when you said just, that you just posted on Facebook and then you got these responses about sharing your story. And I know when I share with others that they're like, you should do something like this to help others. And I was watching I work with children, and they don't stand there saying, well, I'm not going to do that activity because I don't know how to do it. And they just step in, and it's almost like, okay, just step into this instead of feeling that I don't know enough. Because when do we ever know enough? When does it stop? So thank you for that yesterday, because that really kind of was a aha moment for me. And then, as I say, observing children playing, they just get on and do it, and no judgment. They just, play and get on with it and learn. They learn through play, and I just want to keep learning, but at the same time, I just want to know that I know enough. Does that make any sense?
Thank you, Caroline. for sharing with us. Sandy.
So yesterday I did my walk in the woods, and if I have time afterwards, I have a spot where I sit and take my shoes off and ground and just, listen to everything going on in the woods. And I decided to just listen to some inspiring music yesterday. And when I opened my eyes, I was probably sitting there for about a half hour. When I opened my eyes, there was a snake right in front of my feet. And that would have freaked me out anytime. I mean, it was just, I've seen maybe 3 snakes in 7 years where I live. And I just looked at it and I was just like, yeah, we're all connected. The thing should be afraid of me. I'm just, so much bigger than it is. And it just sat there and didn't move. And it was kind of cool.
Thank you, Sandy, for sharing with us. So we have some comments here as well. So Karen says the songs on the radio while I was driving seemed to be perfect. What I wanted to hear, uplifting. I danced in order to keep myself in high vibration. Thank you, Karen. And if you had resistance or did not do some kind of inspired action yesterday, look at that, observe that. So observe how the mind, the analytical mind, will, and we can, the Buddhists call it the ego, the false self, the protective personality. That's a really common word that's coming around. It will keep you from doing these things that we are sharing about. So if I'm sharing, go do something that makes your heart sing. Go paint. Go play that sport. Go join that team. Go for that walk in nature. Go on that trip that you've been wanting to go on for the past 10 years. So notice how there's an excuse. I don't have time. I don't have the money. I'm not ready. When I heal, then I'll go do that trip. When I lose the weight, then I'll go buy those clothes. I'll go buy that dress that I want to wear, that outfit that I want to wear. When my relationship is better, when my spouse starts to pay attention to me, then we'll go on that dinner date. Then we'll go see that movie that I've been wanting to see. Then we'll go on that picnic. So these are excuses. So any excuse, and it's very important that when we're going over these blocks, and I'm talking about blocks right now. An excuse is a block. It's a way to protect you. It's subconscious. This is all subconscious behavior. So you might really truly believe that you don't have the time, and you'll argue that. So, and I'm talking about myself right now. This is what I did. So I'm sharing my personal story when I speak. So I didn't have time to work out. I was too busy. I had my job, and then I had my apprenticeship. So that was me going to school twice a week. I actually had another job at the theme parks in Orlando, and I just didn't have time, right? So did I really have time? Yes. I had time to do a 15-minute or a 10-minute run or walk or push-ups, jumping jacks, Zumba. But of course I had 10, 15 minutes. We all do, right? We all have 10, 15 minutes to do some kind of exercise, some kind of working out. We all have 10 minutes to meditate. We all have 10 minutes to get online and book that Airbnb to that destination that you want to go to. We all have 10 minutes to go in the backyard or the front yard and kick around the soccer ball or paint a little bit or whatever it is that deep down inside brings you joy, brings you pleasure, brings you peace, brings you that feeling of, I feel good. I feel good. I feel great. My heart rate's up. I got a 10-minute workout in. I'm feeling good. So notice how excuses are a way to protect you from stepping into a different energy. Because if you were to do that thing, that deep down inside, you know you've got to do. For me, I knew I had to work out. I knew it. I was a personal trainer for almost 15 years. Of course I knew I had to work out. I hadn't worked out in 3 years. 3 years I hadn't worked out. So it's giving ourselves permission. So it's taking the ego, the protective personality, the false self, and it's detaching from it, detaching from that excuse, detaching from that chatter, detaching from that negative self-talk, the procrastination, the excuses, the what if I do it wrong? Well, 10 minutes isn't enough, Andrea. You know you need at least 30 minutes, Andrea. This is my chatter. 10 minutes isn't going to do anything. Don't even do it. Why even do it? That's going to do nothing for you. This is my chatter. Okay, you're right. I'm not going to do it. There's no point. There's no point in doing it. So why even try? Why even try? The reason why we do the meditations, the breath work, grounding, all these different energy tools, unblocking the energy centers, all these different things is so that that chatter, that voice, that negative self-talk is no longer controlling our lives. So yes, I still hear that voice. I still heard that voice. And I did it anyways. I did it anyways. I started to work out. I started to get some energy. I started to eat high vibe foods. I knew I needed to eat high vibe foods. I started to eat high vibe foods. I started to go out on the beach and dance in the water at night in the waves. And I even got in there. I took off all my clothes. I ran in there naked, swam around. I ran out. Something I would never do. I would never do that. That's not Andrea at all. Old Andrea would be yelling at those people, get out of the water, put your clothes on. Who do you think you are? No fun here. This is not a fun zone. This is a serious zone. You've got to be serious here, people. That's old Andrea. Serious. Everything is serious. Everything is rigid, just like my dad. You've got to do things like that are not you. Because it's you against you. It's your personality that's creating your personal reality. So how can you get into a new personality, a new energy? So what is that one thing that you know you've got to do? Deep, deep, deep down inside, you know you've got to paint. You know you've got to color. You know you've got to sing. You know you've got to start playing that sport. You know you've got to get out there and plant that garden. You know you've got to. So what is that one thing? And type it in the chat. Trish says, become wilder. Yes, wilder, adventurous. I love that, Trish. Melissa and Tabby say, art. Yes, art. I love that. Art. Sandra says, dance. Do qigong in the garden. Do a cold water swim. Sandy, be creative by doing artwork. Tatiana says, take my time to rest more. Terry says, sing my song. Britt says, dance more, laugh more at it all. Yes, I love that, Britt. Yes. Yes. Now, the ego, the false self, the you versus you, and you've heard that before. That's a popular thing right now. It's you versus you. That's true. What does that mean? That means the ego, the false self, the protective personality is going to come in and it's going to say, no, you're not going to sing. You're not going to smile. You're not going to do that crazy, wild, adventurous thing that is your new personality. So you can create a new personal reality. You're not going anywhere. You're staying right here because it's safe right here. Safe. You're safe from judgment here. You're safe from rejection here. You're safe from abandonment here. You're safe from failure, being a loser, not being good enough, not having to look at your unworthiness. And this is where the nervous system comes in. And this is where we have our nervous system, our subconscious mind body, literally will put you into a fight, flight, or freeze reaction. Because it's our body, so it's our nervous system, our energy centers, the cells in our body, that's carrying a program. And the program was built from age 0 to 7. And this is where that quote comes from. There's a quote. Give me a boy and I'll show you the man. So that's a quote that's really popular in psychology. And there's a very, I think it's, can't remember exactly who says it, but it's very popular in psychology. So give me a boy and I will show you the man. So give me a child age 0 to 7. You're in a theta brainwave, which is the same brainwave as hypnosis. There is no analytical mind. So there is no gatekeeper age 0 to 7. So if I tell you, why are you having so much fun? Stop it. Can't you see I'm watching TV? If I say, well, you're just not good at school. You're just not good at writing. You're just not good at math. If I say, you're weird. You're weird. I don't like you. Why are you stupid? Stop being stupid. If I say any of these things to you, to me, 0 to 7, that is programmed in your body, your subconscious mind. And until I do the work to clear out that programming, it will continuously show up. Continuously. It's over and over and over. You'll get a different relationship and it will be the same person. You'll get a different job. It'll be the same job. You'll receive a large sum of money. That money will find a way to be gone. You'll lose a little bit of weight, then you'll gain it back. So it's living, it's taking the past and it's constantly laying it on the present, and that present turns into the future. So this is karma. So there's a karmic loop here that starts happening. And the only way to break this karma, to break these energetic bonds, they're energetic bonds. Abandonment, not good enough, unworthiness, these are blocks. These are the blocks. What if I say something and people think I'm stupid? What if I look stupid? My family's going to laugh at me. My friends are going to laugh at me. What if I'm not good enough? What if I don't do it right? So all of these excuses or worries or doubts or thoughts, the reason why we can't just, and you'll hear people teach this, they'll say, this was, I actually had a coach many years ago when I had my gyms. He said, because we would bring this up in our meetings, this unworthiness, this not good enough, it was always the same things that would come up in our meetings. And what he said to us one time was, he said, take all that stuff, put it in a shoebox and put it in the closet where you can never find it again, and go do the work. That was my first business coach. This was many years ago, before we had the information that we have. The information now is just so, it's everywhere. It wasn't like that over 10 years ago. So that was our paradigm, our old way of thinking was, shove that stuff down. Just go do it. Just do it. And you hear that all the time. Just do it. Just go work out. Just go talk to people. Just go tell people what you're doing. Just go post this. Just go do this strategy. Just go do these Facebook things. Just here's the thing with that. Anytime we are forcing, pushing, trying, we're literally headbutting or going against, pushing against programming that's been in the body probably since you were 5, 4, 3, 0 in the womb. And that programming, the subconscious, it's the subconscious mind body, will win every single time. It will win every single time. You cannot push through it. You cannot force. You cannot try to fix yourself. It's going to come back. It might work for a little bit. So you might be able to beat your chest and run across the coals and the Tony Robbins. I did all that. That will work for a little bit. That forcing, that just go do it, push you across the hot coals, just go do it. It will work for a period of time. But what will happen is that programming, if it's not cleared, it has to be cleared. It can't be forced, pushed, beat yourself up, drag yourself to the gym, beat yourself up. You're miserable working out. Oh, I hate this. So that doesn't work. So that's you're putting off a frequency of misery. You're putting off a frequency of stress, anxiety. I hate this. and it traumatizes you even more. So it traumatizes you even more. So it becomes more traumatic. So now you really don't want to go to the gym, or you have a bad experience, or something awful happens because you show up miserable. So of course something miserable happens. Or you feel guilty or shameful about asking somebody to come on with you as a client. So of course something weird happens that feels guilty and shameful, and there's like these incoherent fields that are happening, and incoherence just creates more incoherence. And it traumatizes you even more. So the only way out of a block, of an energetic block, is in. So you've got to go into it. You've got to sink into it. You've got to feel it fully. You have to be with it. You've got to be with it with your breath. Any kind of forcing, pushing, making you do something. Think about a 5-year-old when you try to force a 5-year-old to do something. Have you ever tried that? Have you ever tried to force a 5-year-old to do something? What happens when you try to force a 5-year-old to do something? Rebellion. Yes, Caroline, rebellion. It's like, and then if you try to force harder, what happens? If you try to force harder, if you just be quiet, stop it, be quiet, stop it. Does that make it better or worse? Does that make it better or worse when you do that? Terry. Exactly. Exactly. And I know, and I'm sharing my personal story. So whenever I speak, I'm speaking from my personal experience, my personal story. Worse, much worse. Caroline says, yes, 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 yes. And it's interesting to watch these teachers that teach that teach, to force and to just do it, shove that stuff, to stop being a baby, stop being a wimp, right? And there's no judgment there. That's how I grew up. I became that person. I became my father. I became that person. So there's no judgment there. It's not right or wrong. That's not what I want to experience. I don't want to experience that reality anymore. So you've got to ask yourself, do I want to keep experiencing trauma? Do I want to keep reliving my trauma, taking my past, putting it on the present, and then that turns into the future? Because that's what pushing, forcing, trying to fix yourself, trying to just gotta try harder. I'm just lazy. I just need to work harder. I just need to put in more hours. I just need to learn more. I need to do more. If I just had all the answers, then I could finally do it. All of that, if it's an excuse, which it is, it's trauma. It's some kind of trauma. You are enough now. You're good enough now. You're perfect as you are in this moment, not when you get the certificate, not when you know exactly the perfect thing to say, not when you are better at your craft, no, it's this moment. This is it. This is the moment. There is no other moment but now. There's only this moment. There is no future. There is no past. There's only now. And how you're going to tune in to that timeline of you doing your purpose work, your passion work, creating a full-time income or creating a full-time income charity or whatever it is, giving back, whatever your purpose, your passion is, you've got to fully accept every part of you in this moment. All the parts that you want to improve, all the parts that aren't good enough, all the parts that are being hiding. When I'm healed, then I'll do it. When I'm perfect, when I do this, when I do all those wins, shouldn't, all that's got to get dropped. And it's not analytical, so we can't think about it. So I can't think about dropping all that stuff. I've got to return back. So I've got to go right back into the breath. I've got to go right back into my practices. I've got to get into my body. So let's identify some of these blocks together. And I'm going to challenge you. I'm going to stretch you. I'm going to have fun with you. And remember, there's nothing serious going on. So you don't have to share your block. You don't have to release the block. You don't have to do anything. There's nothing serious happening here. But I'm going to stretch you. So I'm going to challenge you. Because if you're here, it's because you want to create. You want to expand. You want to step into your authentic self. And your authentic self has released these blocks, has healed from these blocks. Does that mean that you're perfect? No, of course not. There's always another higher version of you, always. But it's getting us into a higher version of self. So we'll do a breakout room together. So we'll go into we'll do 2 minutes each. So I'll let each person share for 2 minutes. We'll do a breakout room. We'll come back. A breakout room is when you go into separate rooms together and share what the block is. Don't share anything that you don't feel called to share. So just share what you feel called to share. So maybe it's a block around posting. Maybe it's a block around selling your art. Maybe it's a block around charging for your healing services. So whatever it is, see if you can share it from a place of non-judgment. So it's not good. It's not bad. So this is what I've noticed. This is what I've observed in myself. I've observed in myself that I feel guilty around taking a client because whatever it is. And see if you can identify where in your body the energy is stuck. So you can actually sense and feel where in your body it's stuck. So if your hands start sweating when you're sharing, if your throat closes off, all of a sudden you can't speak anymore, you start to stutter. If you start to feel a heaviness in your heart, so this would be the throat energy center. So that means that there's something stuck in your throat energy center. That's where the block is. If there's a heaviness in your heart, it's stuck in your heart energy center. If your hands start to sweat, that's also the heart energy center. If your stomach gets upset, all of a sudden you have an upset stomach. That's something with probably the second or third energy center. So just have fun with this, play with it. We're building community. We're building a support system here, community support, accountability. And I'll call you guys back in 4 minutes. So 2 minutes per person to share. No coaching allowed. No caretaking allowed. No questioning allowed. Asking questions. None of that. Just listen. Be a good listener. Say thank you for sharing. Let the other person share. And then I'll call you back in 4 minutes. Welcome back. Welcome back. All right. So now we're going to do our draw. So if you shared one of the posts for this event, or if you invited somebody to the group, we put your name in a basket. And Aliza has the basket. Hi, everyone. Okay, drum roll, please. Okay, I accidentally split it. Nancy Colvin. All right. Colville, Nancy Colville.
Do we have Nancy here?
Nancy. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited.
Yeah,
I
congratulations.
manifested that. I
Yes, you
manifested my
did.
name and chose it. I did. Oh, I love you both so much. Thank you so much. So grateful to be here. Oh, beautiful. I love crystals.
Okay.
Oh, that's
Have
gorgeous.
hello, amethyst. This is very powerful.
Oh,
very
that's
soothing.
so pretty. Yes.
And also what? Oh, this one. It's beautiful.
Oh, that is gorgeous.
There you go.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited. But wait, there's more.
Yeah, there's like a plate. That's like a plate. Beautiful. With those tiny
Oh,
crystals.
beautiful.
Congratulations.
Yes. Thank you.
All right. Congratulations. Nancy, message me your mailing address because I don't have your mailing address. So just message me that. So what came up, I'm sure you noticed something. I'm sure there was something that came up. Journal on what came up. Journal on what those sensations were. Maybe you just kind of froze. So maybe you just kind of left your body and you didn't feel anything. That's all normal. So what it is it's the nervous system going into a fight, flight, freeze. And then the mind will come in. You'll start getting flooded with all these thoughts. There's a whole science behind this, why this happens. Do not judge yourself. Don't beat yourself up. Observe it, write it down. Just us observing it starts the healing process. So bringing it from the shadow to the light, becoming aware of it, observing it, sitting with it, being present with it, starts to dissolve it. So anytime we bring something to the light, that's the definition of enlightenment. So anytime we observe something, we look at something, we're bringing it to the light. It's enlightenment. So tomorrow we're going to go over a little bit more science on this, more practice on this. And then tomorrow we're going to I'm going to have you guys do some of your passion work tomorrow. So tomorrow you're going to be doing your passion work. If you're still not sure what that is, you'll know tomorrow. You'll have an idea, a gist. So there's one more exercise that I have for you guys, and then we're going to go for today. Go into the Manifesting Miracles group and share your gift. So what do you do? What are you stepping into? Maybe you're a Reiki master. Maybe you're an artist. Maybe you're an actor. What does that feel like? So what are you stepping into, or what are you broadcasting to the field? So I'm a Reiki master, and I heal people with my energy. So I'm exuding peace, gratitude, when I'm doing my practice with somebody, I'm exuding that frequency. So what frequency are you exuding? So maybe it's an artist. So I'm an artist, and when I'm painting, I'm in complete bliss. When I'm painting, I'm in complete joy. When I'm painting, I release. So when I'm painting, I cry. I'm releasing. I'm crying. So what frequencies are you in and out of when you're in your passion work? What is your passion work? And where do you see, what vision are you holding for yourself? So what's that crystal clear intention? What's your vision that you're holding for yourself? And if you're still not sure what any of this is, have fun with it, play with it. If you did know, what would you write? So if you did know, what would you write? So that's your homework assignment for today. Get out there, get seen, be heard. Let us rally around you. Let us celebrate you. Let us support you. So be seen, be heard. Let us support you. Let us validate you. And I'll see you guys tomorrow, same time. Invite your friends, invite your family. We'll put your name in the draw. I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you for being here. And if you're looking for support now, if you're like, hey, Andrea, like, let's go, I'm ready to do this. I have some one-on-one spots open for one-on-one clients. So reach out to me and I can share with you how that works as well. And I'll see you next time. Bye.